Hey there, Ramon Osa with you here from superriva.com, and in this video, want to talk about lead generation. If you're in real estate, your success will come down largely to your ability to generate leads, your ability to nurture those leads to form relationships with these people, and your ability to perform outstandingly for those people, right? But you got to have leads to start. Now, there are two kinds of lead generation. The first we're going to talk about is the lead generation from relationships that you already have, your sphere. And then the second thing we'll talk about are the leads that you don't know yet. Sound good? Okay, so clearly if you're really good at what you do, you provide excellent service, you know your market, and you're a stand-up guy or gal, which I'm sure you are, watching this video after all, right? The relationships you already have are going to be the greatest source of those A leads. Because as you know, you're not selling pancakes or flapjacks, as my uncle called them. You're selling what, for many people, represent the single biggest financial decision of their lives, right? Their home or their investment property. However, even though these people already know you, they like you, they trust you, that does not automatically mean that they're going to think of you when it comes time to buy or sell their home or building. You also need to be top of mind for them. That's the key. Now, what does that mean? It means they've got to know that you're in business, and it means that you've got to find creative ways to ask for their business, and you got to do it consistently. You need to get them to the point where when they hear anyone talking about real estate, they think, oh man, you got to talk to my realtor, because they're thinking only about you and they refer you that business. Now, this doesn't happen by accident, by the way, right? And don't worry if you're thinking, boy, that sounds like a lot of work, Ramon. Well, it is, and here's the secret. We can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and I'll explain more about that later. Anyway, so your sphere has to know you're in business. They got to trust that you're going to take care of them. That's really big. And you've got to be on their radar constantly. We do this for our realtors by assigning one of our real estate expert virtual assistants, and then by implementing our multi-dimensional outreach programs that include social media, email, text messages, physical mail, and even voicemail drops, all of which don't require you to physically talk to them. Now, you will, of course, be on the phone with them and meet them in person and build that relationship with them, but it makes sure that you get on their radar and stay on their radar so that when it's time for them to buy or sell, boom, you're in. Now, the second type of lead generation is new business. The bottom line is, unless your network is enormous, eventually your sphere dries up and you got to get new business. And if you've ever gotten to the point where there are no new leads coming in consistently, you know how scary this can be, right? We've all been there. So how do we do it? Well, what agents used to do is they would pick one strategy and they'd become specialists and they'd just hammer away on it. For example, they'd only do open houses, or they'd only knock doors, or they'd only do mailers, they'd only make cold calls. The problem with that is, let's say that you're calling on expired, canceled, withdrawns. By the way, did you know 50% of all expireds will relist with a new agent in the next 30 days? So anyway, you're calling on them, you leave one voicemail and you're done, right? You're on to calling the next one. Well, what if they don't call back? You're kind of screwed, right? You'll lose that business, and that's no good. The truth is, think about it this way. If you're trying to catch fish, would you rather have one pole in the water or 10, right? What that means is you need a multi-dimensional strategy, and you've got to be relentless. Now, what is a multi-dimensional strategy? Well, it means you're doing several of the following, right? Sending out text messages, doing the voicemail drops, sending emails, doing mailers, geo-targeting on social media, paid ads, open houses, radio and TV, knocking on the door, etc. Now, again, that sounds like a lot of work, and it is, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it all. That's what leverage is all about. And that's exactly why we've trained real estate expert virtual assistants and put systems in place to handle the bulk of this for you so that you can focus on what matters, which is building relationships, while we do the majority of your prospecting, lead generation, and follow-up for you. By the way, if you're curious about what we do, head over to superriva.com, check out what we got there, and sign up for a free outsourcing strategy session. We'll put it all together for you. Now, my wife has been an agent for the past 3 years. She was in real estate before that because my in-laws are builders in the Philippines, and Raquel has done property management for the past 8 years. But 3 years as an agent, going to be a broker soon. And she was really struggling when she started with all of the tasks that she needed to be doing. It's overwhelming, right? I mean, from bringing in leads to doing open houses, then she does her listing presentation, goes on the escrow roller coaster. By the way, still has a family at home, right? We got to play tennis. So she was having a rough go, especially while she was working at a boutique brokerage that frankly didn't offer the hand-holding and support that she really needed. So we hired a virtual assistant. Then we trained that assistant, and little by little, things started disappearing off of her plate. Now, there was some training we had to do initially, but now literally all Raquel has to do is build relationships and sell, and that's it. The leads come in, they're in our follow-up systems and sequences that happen multidimensionally, automatically, building trust, delivering value so that by the time she gets them on the phone, they feel like they've known her for 20 years. And needless to say, life is a lot better. Having a VA take care of lead generation and follow-up for you is like having a pipeline that fills itself with warm leads 24/7. And if you're interested in hiring a real estate expert virtual assistant who can put your lead generation and prospecting on steroids while creating and maintaining strategic follow-up sequences that build trust in you, head over to superriva.com right now. Book a time to talk with one of our outsourcing experts. Sorry. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching this video. I had a great time making it for you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.